Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Somers Town Board regular meeting, starting here at 7 o'clock, Thursday, September 14th, 2023. Before we start, can everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks. Thank you. All right. Patty, can we please start with roll call?
William G. Faulkner.
Here.
Richard G. Lynchy.
Here.
Sorry, Councilman G. Faulkner.
here.
Councilman G. Lynchy. Council Anthony J. Sirico.
Here.
Councilman Thomas A. Garrity Jr.
Here.
Supervisor Rob Scarano.
Here. Okay, let's move on to public hearings. I'd like to make a motion to open up public hearing number 1.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Patty, can you please give us publishings and postings?
That was published in the Journal News on September 5th and posted on the Town Clerk's Bulletin Board.
Great. The first one up on the agenda here is proposed local law to amend zoning text to allow municipal facilities as permitted use in the R120, 80, 40, 10 BHP Business Historic Preservation, Neighborhood Shopping, OB100 Office Business, and CRO Corporate Research Office District of the Code of the Town of Somers. I asked Dave Smith, who's our in-house planner, to come up here and just talk about this a little bit before we.
Good evening, Mr. Supervisor, members of the board. So what you're currently considering is a zoning text amendment to allow municipal facilities in a variety of the Town of Somers zoning districts. Currently, municipal facilities are permitted principal uses in the OLI and the Planned Hamlet districts, but none of the others. And I think the issue came to a head several months ago when the town was considering the relocation of the police headquarters, the state police headquarters, to another piece of property. And it was identified that in the R zone, municipal facilities are not a permitted principal use, and that wanted to go forward, they'd have to get a zoning. So this is really cleaning up the zoning code. Procedurally, this went before it was circulated to Westchester County and to the town planning board. At the town's planning board's August 10th meeting, there were some comments raised about certain uses within municipal facility type uses within residential districts. And as a result, I conferred with Mr. Baroni, and we had made some slight modifications so that in the residential districts and the business historic preservation district, the term municipal facilities is a permitted principal use, excluding Department of Public Works and refuse and recycling centers. So that was a clarification, recognizing that certain uses probably don't make the best sense in residential districts, although it's pointed out that municipal facilities like fire stations are already in a number of the town's residential districts. So it's just more or less a cleanup item to allow those to continue to be used as permitted principal uses once the zoning is adopted. So that's a summary of the proposed changes.
Correct.
Good.
Yeah, we've discussed this. We're cleaning up the.
Yep,
Yes.
that's it. Anybody else?
No, pretty straightforward.
No?
We discussed it a bunch.
We have. All right, I'll make the motion to close the public hearing for number 1.
Second.
All
Oh,
in-
actually, is there any public comment?
Anybody,
Any public comment?
any,
On this? No, on this particular
Topic.
public hearing.
yeah, we have public comment coming in a few minutes, so you can come up and speak about anything you like then. Okay. I got a second, Bill? You
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. So I'll make the motion here to adopt the neg deck.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. And I'll make the motion to adopt it to local law.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Okay, that brings us to number 2. I'll make the motion to open up number 2.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That's a proposed local law to amend zoning text to the community shopping zoning district to allow private and/or public recreation facilities and veterinary offices as permitted principal uses of the code of the Town of Somers.
Yes. So the,
Oh, hold on.
I,
Patty, do we have any publishing and postings for that?
Yes, that was published in the Journal News on September 5th and posted on the town clerk's bulletin board.
Dave, before you give the summary, can I ask you a quick question?
of course,
Again, I am not opposed to this, but I just want to make sure that the process is proper. We read last week that Erstat Biddle had sold the complex to another retail establishment,
They actually sold their business to
another business. So
right.
To Region.
the application or the request was put in by
First,
Erstat.
Erstat Biddle, right.
Does it have to be resubmitted by the new entity? Since Erstat Biddle no longer owns or has anything to do, well, not anything to do, but no longer owns the property? I just want to make sure we don't get down the road where somebody says, oh, you did this incorrectly because it should have been refiled.
Yeah, that's probably a Roland question.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
It would make, yeah, well, I don't know that the new entity would object to the proposed changes. Now, whether there's a procedural issue,
that's-
I don't know, that's up to Roland.
I would doubt that because it's not an application. They requested the town to make a zoning.
Exactly, they submitted a petition or they submitted a request to have it, and it's being processed before your board.
So even without the petition, we could have taken action on our own if we.
Correct.
Thought.
Yes, you could have.
Okay, I'm just making, I just don't want,
No, it's a good question.
I mean, if we do this out of order, what's the worst case? We just do it over again?
You do it over again.
yeah, okay. Again, I'm not against it, I'm just,
Yeah.
just making sure.
Yep.
Oh, there's a hand up.
Hi,
Eleanor Biddle.
Hi, yes, this is Eleanor Biddle. I'm with Regency and we fully support this.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Again, I'm just making sure that it's proper. That's okay.
Okay.
I'm not against.
Oh,
If,
no, they don't own it anymore, of course.
Yeah.
But
Kind of a moot point, isn't it?
Eleanor is saying she's with the new firm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. Eleanor, is that correct?
Correct. I work for Regency Centers.
Oh, I see. I got you. When you
Okay.
say we, I misinterpreted.
so we have a representative here for,
Yep, that's fine. Again, I just wanted to put
Yeah.
it on the
No,
table.
it's good.
if we have to go back, we can always do that for the next.
Okay.
meeting, but-
Here's
I
Roland.
think we're okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think,
I can get the presentation, we can follow up with Roland on that question.
I think what you said is correct.
So
Thank you.
The genesis of the proposed changes started with a meeting with Wings Over Water, which is an outfit that teaches swimming for young people and adults. And they were looking to take over a portion of the New York Sports Club facility in the Somers Commons Shopping Center. And the issue was that this type of use, private recreation, there was a prior, the previous building inspector had made an interpretation. And when this group came in and wanted to have this particular use in the Somers Commons Shopping Center at New York Sports Club, taking over their pool, in the discussions with the building inspector, he felt much more comfortable if the zoning text was revised to allow for this as a permitted principal use. And it's already a permitted principal use in the Planned Hamlet District, which is right next door. So this is really just lifting that language and allowing it to, the same type of use to occur in the CS shopping district. So the language specific to permitted principal uses include private and/or public recreation facilities, including swimming, racket sports, bowling, golf, skating, soccer, and similar activities. And then, in addition to that, there was a request to include veterinary offices as a permitted principal use, and which I think that the folks who run the retail facility, I think there's all recognition that there needs to be flexibility and the ability to market retail space, and these are complementary uses to what's already there at that facility. So I think that's it's a logical request, and it allows for that facility to remain competitive in the retail market.
But again, I don't think it has anything to do with this, but just so I'm aware, and I think, Richard, you would know this, I believe the New York Sports Club has shut down that facility.
Well, they haven't shut down that pool yet. They are shutting down as of September 3rd.
Okay.
They've announced.
Again, that's.
And I think
probably
it,
a way-
And then,
it's
And then-
Jim over in Yorktown that is taking it over. what they'll want to do, I don't know. But as I understand it, they're
Purposes.
separating it out.
Right.
Two businesses.
Again, this doesn't have anything to do with what we're doing tonight.
Right.
Correct.
All right, well, this has been discussed quite a bit.
Yeah, I think
So we're good.
All right, everybody good?
flexibility is good.
Oh, you want to just pose that question to Roland?
Any comments?
Yeah, Roland, I just wanted to make sure, and again, I think Dave answered it, and as well as Richard. So the shopping center was sold to another entity, so it's no longer Erstat Biddle. The petition was put in by Erstat Biddle. Does it need to be re-entered by somebody else, or since we have it, can we act on it on our own?
No, but you should have the consent before you act
We just got
Just
it.
got it.
the new owner,
We just got it. Well, not the new owner.
Not the-
We have somebody who works for the new owner. We have Eleanor Biddle.
a representative.
Yeah,
Fine.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
All righty, then I think we're all in agreement here. I'll make the motion to close out number 2.
Second?
All in favor?
aye.
So moved. I'll make the motion to adopt the neg deck.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. And I'll make the motion to adopt local law.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Yeah.
All righty. On to number 3. I'll make the motion to open up number 3.
Very good. Thank you.
Favor?
Have a good night.
Thanks, Dave. Have a good one,
Dave.
buddy.
You don't want to stay?
Come on, Dave.
Dave, you want to sit here? You can take my seat.
Come on.
I've actually got a work session in Sleepy Hollow.
You better get going.
I'm going from
good.
one to the other, right?
All right. All right. Good
Double
luck.
booking.
Hopefully, they're as nice as us, Dave.
No change.
We all said aye right now. Patty, anything for publishing and postings?
That was published on September 5th in the Journal News and posted on the town clerk's bulletin.
So this one is a proposed local law to rescind Chapter 154 entitled Taxation, Article, what is that, 12? 7 of the Chapter 154 entitled Exemption for Volunteer Firefighters and Ambulance Workers is hereby rescinded and revised. Article 7 of Chapter 154 entitled Exemption for Volunteer Firefighters and Ambulance Workers to extend to real property tax exemptions authorized by Section 466-A of the Real Property Tax Law enacted by Chapter 670 of the laws of 2022 to volunteer firefighters and ambulance workers for the purpose of town taxation of the code of the town of Somers. I believe we are already maxed out at the 10% that's allowable. There is no change to the 20 years. What this is looking to do is make those volunteer workers eligible for bringing from 5 years down to 2 years of service. And that will affect 3 additional workers here, 3 additional volunteers. That's what we'll do. And then, Roland, does this talk about their surviving spouse benefit as well in this as well?
It does.
Okay, and this will also give the surviving spouse benefit, so that if a volunteer passes and dies in the line of work, in the line of duty, that spouse will get the benefit before the 20 years.
Mr. Supervisor, question.
Yes, sir.
And Roland, it's more of a question for you. If I'm reading it correctly, D on here, because we have a few spouses whose firefighter significant others did not die in the line of duty, but they passed away, and they were longtime members, like 20 years. So am I reading D correctly, where it's saying even, it's not in the line of duty, but if you have somebody who's been a member for 20 years, the person already had the benefit, the surviving spouse can continue that benefit?
Correct.
Good, just making sure. Just
Yeah, I
make
think,
sure.
thank you, yeah, you think for that question.
I saw the one about the, the deceased one, but I wanted to make sure, because I think we have, again, it only affects, I think, 4 people, but, knowing most of them, their spouses were in the department for, 30, 40 plus years, the chiefs and everything like that, so I want to make sure they're protected.
And this may not, affect a lot, but it's also a way for the volunteers, the ambulance corps, and the fire department to, bring on new people as well into the mix, especially when they're having a hard time
Yeah.
getting people to volunteer. So
Yes.
by lowering this age from 5 years to 2 years, it may help them with recruitment and stuff like that. So I think it's a good thing for us.
It also lets us know that we really support them. That organization of volunteers just does an exemplary job at no cost. There is a cost, obviously, but not comparable to
Right.
having a paid fire department. And they're dedicated. They're very dedicated. And so everybody, we appreciate all their work.
And they're busy as well. The average number of daily calls is a lot higher than you might expect.
It is.
What's the most number of calls north of White Plains? In Westchester?
Per capita.
So I think we're all in agreement here.
Yes.
The motion to close out number 3.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I'll make the motion to adopt the local law.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. All right. That brings us now up to public comment. I'll
Do
make-
we have to close anything here, or we're closed?
Close, right?
Public hearing's closed?
Yeah.
Okay, good, sorry.
I'll make the motion to open up public comment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. If there's anybody here for public comment, can you please come up to the podium, state your name and address,
Your remarks,
and
3 minutes.
keep your remarks to 3 minutes.
Close to.
Here we are,
I'll be quick.
familiar
Hi.
faces. Hello, hello.
Wendy Archer, 2 Crest Drive North. How are y'all doing?
Good.
Good. Part of the traffic unofficial committee from Shenorock. And we're hoping to get some signage going west on Overhill Road. Currently, there is a slow sign at the crest that goes in the east direction. I'm not sure how effective the slow sign is, but we're hoping to get somebody to come out and take a look and help us figure out what might help going on the west side, because there's no signage at all, even to go slow at the top of the hill.
Okay.
Have we heard this before, or is this the first?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we asked for stop signs at one
Okay,
point.
run together, yeah, we have
Yeah.
a lot of requests.
Yeah, so now it's just really signage. I had written a letter in June. I could leave it with you.
Could you?
Yeah, I had asked for either signage or some sort of a traffic study, but of course, traffic study is a lot more
Right.
money,
Yeah.
and signs aren't.
If you would leave that sign with me, and we'll,
The letter, not the
a
sign.
letter.
The letter.
Have a
Or
sign.
if
You don't have a
I don't have a
sign, right?
Not next.
You're not putting
Sign
your
it.
signs up.
You can leave that letter with me, and then we'll, yes, bring it up here.
Okay,
I'll take a look at it.
very good. Thank you.
We'll take a look at the area.
Okay.
Okay?
You could hand it to
Somebody else.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Pat McGregor. I'm here to present some of my personal observations and concerns as an individual, as a citizen and a resident, property owner, taxpayer, and a voter. All right, I'm here as an individual. We moved to this town 41 years ago. We selected Somers to come because of its beauty, its greenery, its unique history, its lovely parks, the reservoirs, all of which are valuable, at least to me. They support all of our property value, including your own. Every real estate agent in town will tell you that all of that keeps this town going. 41 years ago, when we drove up the road, I saw regular trees and grass and beauty and natural things. As time has gone by, now instead of what you might drive up the road and see as green, I drive up the road and see invasives. There is everything from ailanthus trees and vines and knotweed and barberry, and I can list 100 various things, all of which are overtaking our environment. And this environment is going to drastically jeopardize not only your property, but the very air you breathe, the water you drink, and the health of our community. The records will show and the studies will show this is probably the coolest year you will see going forward. There will not be enough trees to support the air we breathe in going forward. I'm concerned about the number of invasives. All you have to do is look across the street at Bailey Park, and you will see trees that are infected not only with woolly adelgid, trees that are dying from lack of attention, and a huge bamboo forest over there. It's from going from the back edge of Bailey Park, all across the lane, all down behind all those properties, and beyond in other things in the historic district. They're over 30 feet tall. They're out of control. Same thing, only worse in Kegel Park. There's over a 1/4 acre of running bamboo in Kegel Park. We don't live in the Orient. There is a town resolution against bamboo. And when the town itself can't take care of its own property, then how are you going to elicit cooperation from property owners? I've been talking about this to the town for 20 years. The vines alone pull down our trees, they kill the trees. There are so many invasives coming in the name of insects. When the spotted lanternfly gets here, which will be here next year, I will guarantee it. It's down county now. It's transported by people. I was down at the Bronx Zoo not long ago. It's everywhere. It eats everything. Its favorite foods are grapes, hops, apples, maples. So if you like your beer, you like your wine, you like your cider and your apple and your
Excuse me.
fall treats, you will do it. You will pay attention to this, all of these things, and I can't even begin to tell you what horrible things are coming. And I suggest as a town board, you sit up and instead of putting your heads in the sand, you've got to sit up and listen to these things. The county runs seminars and conferences for town employees, for anyone who has gone. I've been to many, many of them over the last 25 years. No one from Somers is there. I have yet to see a town employee or town resident there. You're missing an opportunity to help the homeowners, to make the property owners aware of what's coming. Beech leaf disease alone is going to kill 40% of our trees within 5 years. And I think you need to figure out a way to have a plan to reforest. The state has money available. You need someone on staff with a crew that can go after the money for the grants, to make a plan for the reforestation, the replanting, know what they're dealing with invasives, so that they can tell the difference between an invasive and a native tree. Would any of you know what an ailanthus tree is?
I do now, yes.
An ailanthus tree is like a red flag for these lanternflies. They're all over town. So I would implore you to hire someone. I don't think you can afford not to. If you say you can't afford to treat the hemlock trees across the road in Bailey Park, I don't think you can afford not to, because once they die, they're dead. And you have to plant new ones. Can you afford new ones and to plant $400 a tree? If those maple trees die, can you afford to replace them because you haven't fed them or taken care of them? I think at this point, because you have known that a lot of this has gone on, I've got to say it's willful neglect. And I suggest that the town hire someone with the skills and the knowledge and the time to do this, that can take care of that.
Okay.
Well over 3 minutes, or 7 minutes.
Oh. You want to say something?
Are you concerned about my 3 minutes?
Well, we do have a standard of the.
We do have a standard of 3 minutes. We gave you a little bit more time, but
Well, then you have to give me more time, because not only is there a problem with Cagle Park, there's a problem with Bailey Park, Reese Park. However many years, 15 years ago, it was bonded to redo Bailey Park, or Reese Park, excuse me, to redo the drainage and the parking lot out here and the parking lot in Reese Park, to do stormwater management. My tax dollars and the tax dollars of everyone else lost the use of the park for a year, and yet that park is surrounded by invasives. You can't even see the retention pond, the stormwater drainage pond in back, which is, we paid to have new maple trees, large new maple trees planted back there, viburnums and evergreens. You can't see them anymore. So what happened to the agreement that the town made with the townspeople? When we bonded this project, we also expected it to be maintained. It's not being maintained. And you need a professional in there that can identify what's an invasive and what's a plant that we purchased.
You know, I would suggest that maybe we get this on the agenda and get some of the other folks, you know, that,
hasn't it been on the agenda?
what's that?
Bob McGregor.
Bob's been here,
Bob's been
yeah,
here.
but we, it's been raised as, as something that
Bob has
is
an open
occurring.
line. Bob has an open line of communication to me if he wants to call me and talk to me.
Can I quote you?
He knows that.
He knows that.
He knows that.
I can quote you on that.
He can call me.
But a meeting you had with him, you called for a meeting with Open Space Committee in Bailey Park about Bailey Park. They came forward with a long list of suggestions about Bailey Park. And you said, and I quote, "We don't want your input and we don't need your input."
I highly doubt.
I highly doubt I said
know
that.
about that.
Doesn't sound.
I have never seen my husband as
I highly doubt.
was.
If I can,
Right now-
if I may, the invasive issue is an issue. I never heard of that word until you told me about it over at Angle Fly. Go,
No,
what
I
the-
told you about it here.
No, you told me personally at Angle Fly.
No, here,
Well, wherever.
at the meeting.
He heard about it. Where,
I was
where-
clearing that. I never heard it. You were
we have a
pointing it out.
standard
No.
of 3 minutes.
But-
We're already at 10.
You have brought this up, and as you know, my wife is now a Cornell certified master gardener. So I hear about invasives all the time. She points them all out. I don't know if it's willful negligence. You use that word, which is strong. I do think there's ignorance, though, and you have brought me personally the issue regarding the parks, which I brought to the parks, and we probably don't have that expertise. If you would, offer it, that would be great. But it is a legitimate issue. If you just walk down the street and you look at the invasive vines that are near Reese and Angle Fly that were brought in when, as you know, that lovely house, what used to be lovely house, was brought in. Plants from all over the world came. Many of those were invasives, and the planting of native plants is something that is really an important thing. But most people, I would not have any idea about this if I didn't live with someone who now that's her passion, and as is yours, of the difference between them. So a public education program is appropriate with the dangers of if we don't, which many of them you've pointed out now. And I'm sure as part of, I would guess, with NYSEG of the hardening of the electrical supply, because when those trees are strangled in effect by invasive vines, many of them will come down, maybe in coordination with them. The town does have some money to clear pathways around the electrical lines. That might be a start. It's a legitimate issue that most people have no idea about, because you say, what's a vine? It grows in nature. What's so bad about that? But yeah, it is a problem. You're right.
Okay, and that's why at Anglefly, which was another issue that was bonded in 2000, around 2000, the money was bonded by the town people, paid for the town people to be maintained as open space. And subsequently, when it came forward, the town made a resolution to support the Reynolds Farm area and the Mickey Oliver Native Restoration Area. That included the pond, the native plant garden,
Are you saying that it hasn't been done?
what?
Keeping that, the Reynolds area and the pond not being cleared? Are you saying that it's been neglected, that area?
It wasn't taken care of until last year, when the town has decided that they're going to come in and take it over.
Okay.
So
I'm confused
if the
about
town,
taking it over.
if the town is going to unilaterally make decisions about Anglefly, where I personally have spent 15 to 20 years of thousands of hours and thousands of dollars, I have gone out and I have solicited funds for not only the pond area and the garden and the plants, but the Reynolds House restoration to be a residence. It was all public. It was all done in public to make that be a native plant restoration area, to make it be a destination, to make it be an education area. We've got $10,000 worth of plants in there.
Well, I think that,
We need a plan.
well, there has been communications and discussions about what the Reynolds House is going to be, and it was going to be, it's still going to be an education place for the youth. So to say that, I'm sorry that I disagree with you on that. To say that the town is not going to honor that, and to say that the town is just taking over. But there is no secession plan whatsoever that I have seen from anybody from who takes care of that property. And once I see that, and once we have conversations about it, then we can come to an agreement. But until I see
think
something
they
of
have-
that nature,
Well,
we have to go on our own.
Just to be,
I think that's enough time for you. I'm sorry, but I think we've
Sorry,
we've over
but
spent our time.
I raised the land trust, I raised money for the land trust that put in over $350,000 into that house based on the fact it was going to be a residence. Many of you were at the fundraisers where it was purported to be a residence. Now, if it's not going to be a residence, I have real concerns that you as a town board have changed the mission at the very last minute. You have jeopardized my personal integrity because I raised all that money. I personally got people to dredge the pond, to companies to donate money, to do the plants and the poultry barn. And now what do we tell, and the house? Now what do I tell all these people who are still asking me, when's someone going to move into that house? When are you going to move somebody in that house? If you were to put someone in that house, if you hired someone to be a conservation person with the benefit of living in that house, you could get a return on the town's investment on being in there. Now there is no return on that investment, and my personal integrity is at stake, and I turn it over to the town to say that it is not my responsibility anymore. The town has changed the game, but I would guarantee that all the companies and all the people that donated funds and time and labor to make that into a residence would never, ever have done it if it was anything other than a residence.
Well,
If it was going to be
if those people have a problem, you can have them call me.
fine.
and I will
We'll
make sure
send
your
my bill. for
integrity
my
is not ruined.
I'll send you my bill for my professional services. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for raising concerns, and we'll have to work on those because they're legitimate.
And the bottom line is that with all of that has been done, I no longer respect nor trust any of you, because as a conglomerate, when one of you speaks, it reflects all of you.
Thank you for your comments.
Agree.
Is there anybody else here for public comment? Anybody?
Nope.
If nobody else, then I'll make a motion to close that public comment.
On the line, perhaps, Paul?
Paul, anybody on the line?
No.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So move. Let's move on to department reports. Patty?
I have reports from the town clerk, building inspector, zoning board of appeals, plumbing, Bureau of Fire Prevention, Parks and Recreation, Planning and Engineering, tax receiver, and director of finance.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's move on to business of the town board. Give you an update a little bit. So last week, we entered into an IMA agreement for a new bucket truck. I'd like to report that we've been out and already using that bucket truck.
Nice.
So the highway department is learning how to use it. We're getting a lot of use out of it. They've been learning on some of the hanging branches that have been in town. So they're learning on how to do that. So that's a good thing to report here. Another thing I'd like to report here as well, we are one step closer to getting the Anglefly land swap. The Attorney General has signed off on the agreement. Now it just needs to be filed, and once it's filed, it will be official. So we're hoping to have that by next week. So that is good news. We're moving in the right direction on that. And
Mr. Supervisor, I want to thank you very much for that. That's, Richard and I have sort of joked all along every time you say, oh, we're there, we're there. But you seem to have shepherded it through to where it needs to be. And, heck, even a 2-week on the outside window is a beautiful thing, because it's only been 10 years, 12, how many years has it been, Richard?
Oh, my God. Well, it's 14.
Just started.
This swap started prior to me taking office.
It's been 14 years.
14 years. Oh, yeah,
So-
almost 15
so-
years.
Yeah.
So,
And it's been
we didn't
imminent
doubt you.
14 years.
Richard and I didn't doubt you.
Imminent.
We had experience in the process, so we appreciate your sticking to it. And, it's going to be a great win. Again, things aren't going to happen overnight. We're going
No.
to have to get a big plan for.
So the thing would be it's sort of a visionary board, I think, for Reese Park. Maybe we can put some of the native species and stuff in there into the bigger plan as well. But we'll have a big vision. We'll have a committee together on how to really maximize that space. What is the best thing, and all input will be greatly appreciated. Looking forward to sitting down and crafting out it. So more to come on that.
But good job.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Here, here.
Okay, so we're gonna go on to number 2 here. Patty, we're gonna remove the House of Worship and not-for-profit street signs discussion for today. We're gonna replace that with CRP. We received an application for CRP for garbage pickup. It's all just a little bit about this here. About a week and a half ago, when Wind Waste was on that day-and-a-half strike that they had, we went back and looked at all of the applications that were in already. And we noticed that CRP, no fault of theirs or no fault of ours, didn't renew their application since 2021. So we requested them to fill out the application again. As they know, they've been serving the town of Somers. They had an application with us, but we noticed that they didn't have the application up to date. So we asked them to refile the application. So that's what's before us today. And any discussion on that at all?
They've been
Question on
servicing the town in the interim?
Well, they've been, no, not in the interim. They've been serving it
They
since.
stopped. They stopped.
No, they were serving the town continuously through that.
That's what I'm saying.
They were-
The
Yes,
interim-
they were, yes, in
They
the
were
interim.
Doing it without
Oh,
a,
we should have had
Yeah,
applicants.
they didn't have the application in process. So,
very good.
no fault of their own, no fault of ours. It was just something that I guess we missed towards the end of, the end of it. But we requested and they sent the application into us. So this is just to make sure that their application is back on file.
Question to clarify, I know there's been a lot of consolidation in some of the waste management services. Is CRP the only name under which they operate, do we know? Do they have any other doing businesses at? Are they separate and distinct from, say, Wynn Brothers, who I think also works here, or Oak Ridge, who I think also operate here?
Yeah, so I know that they're the ones, we have Wind Waste, we have Oak Ridge, we have AAA, and then CRP.
And they are all independent. It would seem as if they're all independent.
But Councilman Faulkner is correct. In a note he had sent earlier, it seems that, was it Oak Tree?
Oak Ridge.
Oak Ridge, just last week, I was walking my dog at 6:30 in the morning, and sure enough, who's coming up the road, making a loud noise? Oak Ridge, and they have been, again, I haven't noticed it lately because I haven't seen them on my street, but they are the only ones that I've seen that have been out before 7 o'clock, as Mr. Faulkner had noted in a note that he had sent to us. So, I don't know if we need to make another phone call, but it was easily 6:30.
Yep.
Putting the dog out, so I just want to make sure. And it's loud. I mean, I was on my thing going, geez, I can't believe a school bus is coming up already. And it wasn't. It was
This morning?
no, it was last week.
Yes, please.
And it's
Could be this morning also. I wasn't out there at 6:30.
Yeah.
From what I was able to witness, it seems very chronic.
Yes.
Which is one thing, but it also seems that we've reached out on numerous occasions, and it seems that we're being ignored. Now, personally, I don't think it bothers me. The windows are closed, and you don't hear it all that much. But I don't want this board to be ignored.
Here's the bigger question though, Bill, and this is where you get the complaint. It's not just necessarily when they're driving up, but in the past, they've actually stopped and compacted, and that makes a lot of noise. You know, they compacted. So again, you know, I agree with you. I wouldn't have heard them probably if I was inside.
Yeah.
But I was outside, and again, 7 o'clock is 7 o'clock. I don't think it's unreasonable.
Yep.
So I think
That's the time.
we're just gonna have to.
The other operators
Well,
can operate
plus
within
the other
the
operators
timetable.
are doing it,
Yeah, the other operators are making it work.
are abiding.
Do we have any enforcement mechanism on that in our code?
Code enforcement.
So our,
It's me yelling at
I'm
them.
sure you do.
No, we do.
Issue
There's
with
tickets.
so the
summons.
code enforcement officer or whomever can issue that
Well, you
violation.
have to observe it, so.
Yes, of course.
You come in early.
What happens if we observe it and take a photo or a video
You'd-
as officers of the town?
You then would be, you'd have to file a deposition, you'd have to be available. I don't think you want to be doing that.
All right.
It's really up
But
to the
can
code
we?
enforcement.
But can we?
Legally, yes.
Okay.
You'd be surprised at what I'll do.
That's a whole nother, I think that's a whole nother conversation and topic that we can discuss.
Well, you're gonna approve the license.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was different, but
So I just,
Bill had brought us
Yeah.
there, so I just wanted to.
I mean, we can put that on.
Board.
and
But
have
with
more of
that-
a discussion on that,
Yeah, that's
work
fine.
session. We can have that discussion about the hours of operation and if they're following it or not.
Would that be the basis for denial of an application in the future, Roland? Could that be?
Repeated violations that are documented, yes.
If they are not documented, they're anecdotal.
No,
That's
you have to
not.
document it.
You got to document
If
it.
you're gonna deny someone a license, you have to document it.
Okay.
My
All right.
timer
Well,
count?
that gives us an idea.
For that.
Okay, well, we'll see. So I just want to talk to him. The guy's breaking the law. You can't just have it, all of a sudden, it's 6:30. What if it's 5 o'clock in the morning?
I'm just telling
You know, I'm just saying.
whole other side of that.
Yeah, but that's fine. We have a law.
Look,
Follow
I
the
mean, you know, I kind of think as a town representative, you can negotiate, but I don't think you can be an enforcer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm saying, but I'm just saying, the guy, what other laws can we just say, yeah, don't worry about it?
Well, the law exists for a reason,
Right.
because we have had complaints. And so
Think long and hard before you started denying applications.
We're not going to deny an application. We're going to.
they're not, we're just looking at what the
getting
possibilities
off-
are.
We're going,
Getting
Laws are
off
not
down a little-
suggestions,
Look
you know?
at topic here.
let's, I'll make the motion to approve CRP's application.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Move. Right. Number 3, consider the adoption of State Police Barracks Planning Study Bond in the amount of $350,000. Anybody want to discuss this?
Oh,
No. So listen. So this will be
enlighten us.
this will be to allow to pay for expenses or soft costs, i.e., lawyer fees,
Yes,
right? Lawyer fees,
important subject.
incremental expenses. So that's what that would be for that.
Well, let me just say, the big picture is that the plan is to keep the state police in town on Route 100.
Correct.
You've come up with a plan that essentially, swaps property and finds a location and makes commitments to, help construct a facility that they're going to pay for. All right? And in return, they're going to be on Route 100 in perpetuity, and I think that creates a lot of value for the town.
Yeah.
Tremendous amount of value for the
And it's the same location, just a new building. And as you guys know, this has been something that has been talked about for the last 12, 15 years of keeping the state police here. This has been on the table. We're moving that ball forward. We're getting to the next steps. So I think this here for the adoption of this this bond here. This is just to help with the soft costs. It won't be the other bond that we have to go out for the building.
Right, but what
cost.
happens is, whatever you actually borrow under this bond gets folded into
to the other bond.
construction
Yes.
bond.
Right.
And the state pays the debt service on that.
Correct.
Okay.
So this should not cost the
This
town.
shouldn't cost the town a dollar.
Right.
This is the prerequisites. And just to, the state police were looking to go elsewhere.
Yeah.
They've been out and they've been looking to go elsewhere over the last, number of years. And this has been, a concerted negotiation by the prior supervisor and also, and Rob is just basically taking that to the next step and closing the deal. So I think it's very important that we, we just kind of bunker down and do this.
Yeah. Anybody else?
No, it's good.
Rich, anything?
I mean, any thoughts?
I think it's a good idea.
Okay.
Time in the waiting.
I'll make the motion to adopt the bond resolution.
Second.
Patty, can we do a roll call, please, on this?
Councilman William G. Faulkner.
Aye.
Councilman Richard G. Clinching.
Aye.
Councilman Anthony J. Sirica.
Aye.
Councilman Thomas A. Garrity Jr.
Yes.
Supervisor Rob Scarano.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. So moved.
I never had
Okay, let's go number 4 here. We're gonna put A, B, C, D, and E all together.
Well, I actually have a question.
Go ahead.
I thought we had mentioned on C, again, I can review it, but Woodard and Curran,
Yeah.
almost $22,000 to, I mean, is that something we might want to go out to bid for a base? I mean, again, I don't know enough, but that just sounds awful expensive to check out a base to put old bed on.
True.
I agree.
Well, it's they're our in-house engineers. They have prior knowledge of before going out to an RFP, maybe a moot point. Might not moot point, but we might get anybody for it.
Yeah.
For that type of work and that scope of work, they're more than capable of doing the work.
I think they're more than capable of doing it. I have no doubt they're good guys. I mean, you'll see on this agenda alone, they're probably handling 2 or 3 other projects for us. I just thought that, again, I'm a layman, but part of our job is to question some things, and it just seemed like $22,000 was expensive to study a
Yeah, I mean, I wish Steve was here tonight. He couldn't be here for one reason or another. But if you guys want, we can always have him come in and talk to the point about a little bit more about behind and what they see and why it's something that why the price is at this level. Yeah. If you want him to come in, we can stricken it from here tonight.
I'd like a little bit more of an explanation. Again, and he could come in and it could make 100% sense.
I'm sure it's justifiable from an engineering point, and in fact, I probably wouldn't even know. If you explain engineering, here's what I got to do. I have no idea. It's a lot of money, and as you say, there's several things here that Woodard and Curran are going to do for us, and I think it raises the question, and I don't know the answer, of do we need our own engineer who would do these things rather than, contract with an outside firm? There's advantages and disadvantages, but, you look at those costs, you go, that's pretty substantial. And we have a lot of engineering work that's going to be going on in the future, I think.
So I have no, listen, I have no problem taking it off into another work session to have him in here
Good.
to talk about it. So
After
why don't
all,
we do that?
we're getting fond of old Bet over there.
So why don't we, Patty, why don't we take C off until we have Woodard and Kern and Steve Robbins here to talk about it a little bit more, to explain the costs.
Because this, just so I understand, Rob, this is for the study. The actual building and the materials are not included in here to do.
Right.
We have a project cost? on-
Plan.
What's the next step? What are we talking? Additionally, once the study's done,
Construction.
Like construction.
Construction.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. This is just the study. Okay, again, and I could be totally wrong, but I'd like to hear a little bit more about that.
Cool, that's fine.
I agree.
this is about the cost. Just understand that, this was donated to us by the Whitman family, and, we embarked upon
old-
something
old
that
bet right there.
needed to be done.
Needed to be done.
And so town is getting a lot of value in a sense, and prestige, and it's gonna last for 100 years. So,
Well, the goal,
the
yeah,
idea is the goal is to get this done.
Yeah, if we
Now,
can.
looking at,
So it'll last 100 years, right?
well, hopefully it lasts more than that.
Or, okay.
Right? I mean, this, I think we've explained a little bit how this transpired, right? The old Bet was about 250 pounds or so, right? This one is close to 650 pounds, right? So we want to make sure that it's the engineer of the project, and make sure that the doesn't fall over, correct? Doesn't
Right,
fall over.
hurt somebody.
It doesn't hurt somebody, that it's structurally sound and intact, and it's able to hold the weight of the new structure. So that's what this is all about. It's something that we don't want to rush.
No, not at this.
We don't want to rush it at this point. It's something that we want to make sure it's done and done right. And to Anthony's point, everybody else's point up here, that it lasts for the next 200, 300 years. So we're not replacing the old Bet. This is supposed to be the last one that's up there. That's the goal of it. But we know we've had in years past, we had an accident out here where it was broken.
Right, somebody hit the pole.
Someone hit someone hit it.
Right.
The column. So, we have to make sure that it's going to be able to hold the weight.
but we're very thankful to the Whitman family
Oh.
for doing this,
Yeah.
and,
And it's something we don't want to rush.
Yeah.
So we'll have him come in on the following, our next meeting. And he can discuss this a little bit, more about the services.
I personally am okay with the rest of them.
Cool. The only thing on B here, Patty, is can you stricken out roof-mounted solar panels at the highway department? So it just reads, the Crest Grant application documents for the purchase of 4 dual-head level 2 EV charging stations.
What are we crossing up here?
The roof-mounted solar panels at the highway department.
Oh, okay.
Okay? And that's just, again, that's just the town's way of also helping to relieve our carbon footprint by going out here and getting some of these Crest grants as well. On here as well, the 6 water mains in Parkway Drive and the town, Somers, for a proposed budget of $30,500. Fred, you're here, right? You know about this project? Do you guys want Fred to explain the project at all?
I'm good with it. I read up on it.
Okay. And the other thing too is the $6,590 for the professional engineering services for the design of the UV disinfection system. If anybody doesn't have any other issues, we'll stricken out C, like I said, so it'll just be A, B,
D&E.
D, and E with the corrections.
And E would have nothing to do with PFAS. That's just,
No.
yeah.
No, it doesn't. So if everybody's good with that, I'll make the motion to authorize supervisor to execute A, B, D, and E with the corrections.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved. Great. All right, number 5, Fred, this would be you if you want to come up. Request permission to purchase the transition of a Neptune 360 water department billing system, including all necessary components and integration with the PCI Catalyst billing system in the amount of $15,927, spot 08. which will be covered for the 2023 water budget, water district budget per memo dated September 6, 2023. Frederick McClellan.
Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
So yeah, long story short, our billing system, the program we're using, the handheld, so on and so forth, they're outdated. Old operating system. We're locked in with the Neptune system for the water meters and the reading, and PCI or Catalyst now for the billing side of it. So right now we use these old handheld units to go out and capture the readings at the houses. Most of them are automated. Still have to do some catch up on getting them all up to date, but in doing so, it's a process from the one program to the other program to the readers to getting the read backtrack and get it all done and
Additionally,
sorted out. So the new system to replace what we have is cloud-based, this Neptune 360 system. There's a long list of benefits I could read to you for probably a half an hour. It comes down to compatibility. Windows 11 is going to be phased out in a year and a half. So what we're running right now is going to be worthless at that point. If something were to go wrong with what I have, I would have no reading software, basically. I wouldn't be able to do the reads and build. This would put us in a cloud-based system. They host everything. They store the data. It's all there. As we're out doing the readings, it's real time. You link right to your phone. It's right into the cloud. Guys are out doing the readings. I see it in the office right away. Gives us a lot of data, storage, as far as consumption, issues like that for consumers. There's a consumer portal. They'll be able to actually log in and see their own water consumption. We get a lot of, I wouldn't say arguments, but sometimes people don't like their bills sometimes. So we have to, jump through hoops to prove that they actually did use the water in their home and we're not making it up. This would give us a lot more leverage there to show them the data real time and then, what it logs right from the meters. What else? What else do we have here?
That was enough for me.
Yeah, it's going
Right.
forward to what we need to do, really.
Yeah.
do you have any experience with this software at all?
No, I mean, we're currently using the Neptune, the older software. I think it's 10 years old at this point. And this is their new cloud base. So
So
gonna
a newer version of what you're using.
it's newer and much better, far superior.
Better, yeah.
Yeah, far superior as far as data management and
Do you know what you're
collecting.
paying for the licenses on that one?
There's the initial cost, and then I think there's going to be an annual maintenance fee. I forget what they said. I don't know if, Rob, do you have the numbers on there?
I don't have I have it here. Hold on, there it is. 1 year Neptune 360 software maintenance, 3,527. Neptune 900 transceiver, 6,400. One training computer integration, 2,500. One change order and PCI billing software, 3,500 for 15,927. That's the breakdown.
Right. So the Neptune's going to be that 3,000 annually. That's up to 2,000 users. So that gives us, we're at about 1,200 now.
That's plenty of space.
Plenty of room.
Right. Room for growth there.
Now,
But there's an ongoing cost in anything cloud-based, right, for maintenance.
Right. That's going to be their annual fee. And
3,500.
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
that's, I mean, obviously
First-
that's going to,
Wait, that's the first one or something
That's
else?
the software maintenance. So
yeah,
it's about 3,500 somewhere around there, give or take.
the 1 year maintenance. That's going to be an annual, but
But
Yeah,
3,500 is
3,500.
annual.
that's going to be an annual, yeah.
Okay.
And that's, they're hosting it.
Right.
It's all on their servers, everything's cloud-based. So,
About training, are they gonna train you guys?
yeah, they're going to come in, do the training, all that's in with that initial cost
Right.
and all the new equipment we need.
So this will make your job easier or efficient.
It will make the whole process better.
And from the point of view of the consumer, those who are in the water district, it will benefit them because they'll have immediate access to their accounts,
If they
records
choose-
of the accounts if they so choose.
Sure. As far as water usage, yeah, not actual, the billing software, no, they won't have access to that. That's, you know.
Well, that's
Separate, but-
for what they pay for.
But sure, for their water usage, you know, and right now we do the reads quarterly. With the system like this, if it speeds it up, we could go out and do monthly reads, because 3 months go by, you see somebody's got excessive usage, you know, if they got a leak or something in the house, it would benefit them. They're not wasting water if you got a running toilet.
So they could look at their bill online and say, holy cow, we just made 100,000 gallons or something.
Right, they'll be able to see their usage if we, you know, if we start doing it on a monthly basis, just to catch up. Because I get some people at, you know, at the end of 3 months that had something leaking in the house, and they're just like, wow.
Yeah.
So,
So that would be the major benefit. Just trying to see things.
well, it
Point of
saves.
view of the consumer there.
Sure, and it'll help save on wasting water a lot, you know, with that sort of system where we can do it more frequently. And again, like I said, take away some of the arguments when they do get high bills that, you know, it's not our fault. It's not our fault. And it'll streamline everything.
All right.
And
More transparent, more efficient.
yeah. They don't, you know, a lot of people think, oh, you guys did it or your meter's broken or something. It's, you know, when you can just show them a graph, you know, oh, something happened here. Yeah. So it'll be good for that. And you know, make my life a lot easier.
Okay. There you should have said that first.
Honest.
Could have saved us 10 minutes.
My 3 minutes is up.
Oh, yeah, it's well.
Thanks, Brad.
I'll give you guys credit.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's going forward. You know, it'll take us away from having to buy these handhelds. If one breaks, I can't even get one now. It's just, you know, stuff's getting out
I
there.
think you sold us.
Okay.
Right. Thanks, Fred.
Good.
Thanks, Ray.
Got it.
Any questions on the water main stuff or anything like that?
No, okay.
No, thank you. I'll make the motion to
Thanks, Fred.
request permission to purchase the transition of the Neptune 360 Water Department billing system.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, good night.
Right.
All right. Patty, we have number 6. We do have an add-on here.
Oh, yeah, what was that?
The police department speed signs.
Oh, yeah.
This would be allow the supervisor to execute the contract for a variable message and speed sign. As we know, these have been great for the town. They've helped out. They've reduced the speed. I think it's beneficial to have another one
Me too.
here, and they're great ways to, you know, put some messages on there for people to slow down. They've been a big help in the town so far. We still have a speeding problem, but we're working everything we can to do to combat that. So I'll make the motion to allow the purchase of a speed sign.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved. Great. On to the financials. On to the financials. Authorize the following increases to the capital projects budget to cover additional costs per September 7th, 2023 memo from Robert Kehoe, Director of Finance. A is for the Reynolds House for an additional $25,000 to be covered by the general fund.
And just to be clear, since we did mention it earlier today, earlier at this meeting, that's 25 grand to get us through the year. That's not finishing the house.
That's not finishing the house.
All right, thank you.
Currently, I believe we're at, with this, we're going to be close to $175,000.
Okay.
And along with the 350 that was said before. And then if you add, plus that doesn't get through the year here, we're looking at upwards close to $700,000 to finish the Reynolds House. So
700
Whoa.
capital.
if you look at the 350 from there, and
That had-
then the other, say $250,000 that the town has put into it.
That well, the 100,000 was from the parks.
It was supposed to get done for 100 grand.
Supposed to get done for 100 grand, correct?
And then luckily we had
gonna say-
the old building inspector was able to get a lot of people to donate materials,
Especially,
which saved us quite a bit of money.
yeah. And we're still up at that much.
It sounds a little high, but
Wow.
So, but how much did we put into it? Like 100 and then plus
Well, you say
volunteer?
we, you know.
Well, not,
Is
just,
that general fund we? Is that
no,
parks
no,
part? Is
everybody.
I'm just saying,
The town in general.
townwide, guys.
Townwide.
That's-
okay.
We can break it down in areas.
Okay.
So it's going to be roughly, as a close to $200,000.
So it's been sunk in it right now.
yes.
And then,
That's what, adding this, about 170 175 as with this 25 on top of it.
So 200 today, and then how much additional has to come in to bring it to closure?
We don't know, a little bit more. I mean, depending on that, we do have some work in-house that's been done. But I'm hoping that would be the remainder of it, 25. Could be a little bit more with some furnishings and getting up to where we need to. Listen, that doesn't include the bathrooms that there, or a kitchen, or any of the amenities that would have to go into a residential home. Just think of the cost would be on that, especially in this day and age.
Agreed. Okay, I just wanted to clarify, because I remember Richard and I had a meeting many years ago where it was a $100,000 budget that was gonna get it.
And there is something on there about Cablevision putting in wiring.
Correct. That's for, where is that? On the, we've already did that, right? Yeah, it was wiring for the security systems.
Oh, that's what's for the security.
Security system, correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Not for anything. Not for Wi-Fi or cable.
No.
Okay.
Nope. And then
Okay.
B is the installation of exterior security cameras to be covered by the general fund for Mount Zion and the police department. And C is a library generator, 20,000 to be covered by the library fund. 1359 for concrete slab, 14,560 for propane tank, and 4,050 for the fence. I'll make the motion to authorize the increase in the capital budget for all three, A, B, and C.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye. I just want to point out that library generator is going to be very good for the town because when things go awry with with the weather and everything, that you need places such as Heritage Hills with the emergency center there,
Warming centers.
where people can go and get. And this will allow us also to use the library for at least some purpose to keep it open. People can go, charge phones, use it, whatever, it's up to the library, really, the services they offer. But give the town another facility to which we could steer people for certain things during an emergency.
Correct. Thank you. No additional business for highway. Personnel, we do have current vacancies on our boards. Affordable Housing Board, Partners in Prevention, our Veterans Committee, our Library Board of Trustees, and our Assessment Board of Review. We always said if you want to, if you're interested in one of these boards, please contact us and we will get you an interview and talk to you a little bit about why you desire to be on one of these boards. So, go ahead. You want to say something?
No, I just noticed.
Why would you ask?
What do you want? Yeah. Well,
Now I know what the
Why-
guy's name is. I'm just looking at that. I saw a guy at the parks today. And I said, gee, I don't know that guy. He said, we're hiring him.
So yes, but I had to change that name, so I will go here. So number 3, authorize the promotion of Nicholas Westhoff as laborer grade 3 to probationary park groundskeeper in the town of Somers Parks and Recreation Department at grade 4, step 3 of the CSEA contract at an annual salary of $46,453 per memo dated September 6, 2023 from Steve Ralston, Superintendent of Parks and Recreation, effective October 1st, 2023. I'll make a motion to authorize the promotion of Nicholas Westhoff.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So,
He's a good kid. He's a homegrown kid. I think he's an Eagle Scout, so good for him.
Nice.
and Patty, the full and correct name for number 4 is Elmer A. Cholo Rodriguez.
Elmer?
Elmer A. Cholo Rodriguez.
Okay, where'd we get Alexander?
Okay, I'm just going. Authorize the hiring of Elmer A. Cholo Rodriguez as a probationary full-time laborer in the Town of Somers Parks and Recreation Department at a grade 3, step 3 of the CSE contract, an annual salary of $39,404. And this was dated September 6th, 2023 from Steve Ralston, Superintendent of Parks and Recreation. And this will be effective on October 1st, 2023, contingent upon successful results of a drug test, physical, background, and New York State driver's license check. I'll make the motion to authorize the hiring.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Nothing for planning and engineering, nothing for the police. Consensus agenda. Anybody? Make the motion to approve the consensus agenda as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Oh, one item.
So moved.
A long list.
Calendar here. We have October 5th, our town board work session, and October 12th, our town board regular meeting, both starting at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, we gotta Can we, maybe you've already done it, but we determine when the budget meetings are so we could set calendars?
Yeah, I will, I'll let you guys
It's usually
know.
in October, right?
I know, but I gotta,
We'll do that, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll put that together tomorrow for you guys, or Monday,
thank you.
okay?
You want to add it to the agenda?
Well, for the work session.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we'll have it before. November 9th, work session, 16th, regular meeting, and then December 6th, we're going to be on a Wednesday, not a Thursday, in December for our work session, and December 14th for our regular meeting, and both those start at 7 p.m.
Why is that a Wednesday, not a Thursday?
And we have Hanukkah.
Oh, good. Good. Sorry.
Town board announcements. Again, September is Suicide Prevention Month. Let's raise awareness for that. Again, thank you to all those who donated blood during our September 5th blood drive. We collected 58 life-saving units, 9 more than our June drive. This is critical during the current blood emergency that we're in. So great job, everybody. Thank you so much for coming here and donating. Keep Somers Beautiful litter cleanup weekend, Saturday, September 16th, and Sunday, September 17th. You can get supplies here at the Elephant Hotel, and that'll be from 9 to 12. Westchester County is holding the Recycling Day. That is Sunday, September 17th, 9 to 3, Charles Point Resource Recovery Facility.
This Sunday.
This Sunday, 17th, yes. Celebrate Somers, Saturday, September 23rd, 10 to 3, Somers Town Center, 325 Route 100. There'll be plenty of activities there, and food, kids, dancers, entertainment for all.
Yeah, the dance.
Every organization imaginable.
Yeah, every single organization is there.
Free hot dog.
And free hot dogs from the Lions Club. Westchester County Executive George Latimer invites you to the Multilingual Job Fair, and that is Thursday, September 28th, 9 to 12 p.m. Little Theater at the Westchester County Theater. Somers Women's Club Annual Tag Sale, that is Sunday, October 1st, 9 to 4, Reese Park. Apply for a U.S. passport with the help from the Westchester County Clerk's Office. That is Tuesday, October 3rd from 10 to 1, and that is right at Reese Park as well. Sustainable Westchester Energy Smart Homes Workshop. Learn to decarbonize your home heating and cooling. Thursday, October 12th, and that is 7 to 8 at the Somers Library. That's p.m. Somers Bulk Refuge Drop-Off. That's Saturday, October 14th to Saturday, November 11th, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m., Wind Waste Innovations, formerly City Carting. And that is 241 Route 100, across from our Somers Highway Department. Westchester County Mobile Shredder coming to Somers. Great success with the last time we've done this. I believe cars were lining up at Reese Park almost to the main road. And that is Tuesday, October 17th, 10 to 1. And then the YMCA of Central and Northern Westchester Halloween Parade. That is Saturday, October 22nd, 2:30 p.m. kickoff, and that's at Reese Park. And it's free family event, trunk or treat, games, and costumes. That is it. Patty, anything for fun fact of the day?
The fun fact.
In 1994, with the players on strike since mid-August, on this day, Major League Baseball canceled its playoff and World Series,
That's
which
a
lasted
fun
until
fact?
No, it's not a fun fact. It's on this day in history fact,
Stand.
which
Nothing fun.
reopened
Get them clear.
in '95 on opening day.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I just want to say, congrats to the Somers football team. They won their second game today.
We're on the
So,
way.
Go
so
Tusker.
congratulations to them. They have a big game next Friday against Mayapack. I believe it's their homecoming.
It is.
So there's a lot of good athletic events taking place next Friday, Saturday. You know, if you can go out and support, that's fantastic. But congratulations to them. It's a good start to the season after, quite honestly, getting robbed in the first game. It was week 0. I know it doesn't go really towards the record, but they got robbed. So
Second the motion.
Yeah. Anthony, anything from you?
No, I'm good.
Anybody? Bill?
I'm good.
Rich?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. I'll make a motion to close out tonight's regular meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Have a good rest of September.
Thank you,
Rich,
everyone.
Three
you crack me up.